Hey guys, welcome to the video. I told you all in the updated 7 secrets of moms who always have clean homes video that if that video did well, like the old one had, and you guys enjoyed it, then I would do a sequel video and have 7 more secrets of moms who always have clean homes for you guys. Now, I already did one video where I was responding to and talking about some of the other secrets that you guys mentioned in the comments. And if you haven't seen that video already, I would definitely check that out because there were some amazing ideas from other moms in the comments of secrets that they have to keep their homes always clean. And in that video, I go over whether I think those suggestions are good ideas and also if I do those things that they suggested in my home. But this video is going to have even more secrets of moms who have clean homes. And I do just want to say before we get started, a lot of people in the comments of the last couple of videos have said it's not realistic to have a house that's always clean when you are a mom. And if that's the case, you don't have enough toys and your children have a sad life and all of these things. So I just want to clarify, yes, that is the title of this video because YouTube likes titles like that and it shares them more often and people tend to click on them more often than if I just said, these are some tips to help you keep your house clean. But what the goal is and what I'm trying to help you guys do in these videos is to have a house that is easy to put back, easy to reset, and easy to clean when a mess is made. Obviously, when you have kids, your house is not going to be always pristine and sterile. You're going to have times when things are messy and toys are out and kids are playing. But I think the goal of most moms is to have a house that feels clean most of the time, and it's easy to return to the state of clean once the playing is done. So that's really the goal of these secrets. It's not to never have any fun and have a house where children don't feel comfortable playing. It's just to make it so that it is easy for you to reset and for you to feel less stress within your home. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to let you guys know Total Home Transformation is open and accepting new members right now. And just for my viewers on YouTube, if you use coupon code YouTube at checkout, you can get $5 off. And you don't just get that $5 off once for the first month of membership, you actually get that recurring for every month that you are a member. So definitely take advantage of that if you are someone who would like to streamline your home in record time so that you can add 7 extra hours to your week. All right, let's go ahead and get into the video with these 7 more secrets of moms who always have clean homes. And you'll have to tell me in the comments down below what other secrets can you guys think of. I loved reading your comments last time, telling me all about the different things that you guys do to keep your homes sparkling clean. And I would also love to hear in the comments down below if there are things that you think that I should try. In the last video, I mentioned there were a few things that I didn't currently do, but it seemed like a lot of other moms said they were a good idea. So if you guys want me to try out anything that would help keep my house clean, I would be happy to try it out and then make a video reporting back, letting you know if I liked it, if I think it worked, and just generally what I thought of the idea. The first secret or tip or whatever you want to call it is they have a place for everything. This is really hard to do when you have too much clutter. We talked about this in the updated video and the original video. One of the big things is not having more in your house than you can manage. But once you have decluttered, you can have a place for everything. And this makes it much easier for you to reset, you to tidy up, to put things back where they belong when things get a little messy. And it also makes it a lot easier for other family members to put things away. I think I mentioned in that updated video also, one thing I will say to my kids sometimes is, hey, is this supposed to live here? I don't know why I say live here, but that's just tends to be what I say. And they'll say, oh, nope, it goes somewhere else. But they know where that is. And when we are decluttering a room or, doing a little touch-up decluttering, they will kind of use that phrase as well, probably because I use it. And we will decide where different things are supposed to live. I know it's inanimate and it doesn't make sense, but that's just the phrase that we use. And then when they are done with things, I can ask them, hey, did you put this in the proper place? Is this where this is supposed to go? And they can put it away. And because of this, it just makes it really easy to clean the entire house when things get a little messy. And it works the opposite way too. If I need them to get something for me, it's easy to tell them where it is, and then it's easy for them to find it. So I think this is a really good rule of thumb. Again, it's something that really only needs to be done generally once for everything, and then often I will go through with the kids their rooms maybe once a year. Sometimes we do it twice a year when we go through their clothes, getting ready for the next season. But we'll just kind of do a decluttering refresh, make sure they have the proper things in their rooms. And that's really all there is to it. And it just keeps things nice and neat and really easy to tidy up. The second secret of moms who always have clean homes is they divide up the chores. They don't do everything themselves. And this can look very different depending on what your family looks like and what your current situation is. This has looked very different for us throughout our married life. When my husband and I first got married, we both worked full-time outside the home. So we divided up the chores pretty much equally, right down the middle. We just both chose our favorite chores and then we did them every week. And I know for my husband at the time, he loved football. He watched a lot of football. And so his favorite chore was doing laundry because he could do that while simultaneously watching football. He could fold, he could keep all the laundry going. And so he would do all of the laundry every single week. And that worked well for me because that isn't my favorite chore. And he did other things too throughout the week, but that was like his thing that he did when it was just the two of us. Now that I'm home with the kids, I pretty much take care of most of the chores in the house, although he does often help with like dinner cleanup and things like that when he's available, but he's working full time, so it makes sense for me to mainly manage the house. However, I still don't do it all by myself. My kids are 9, 6, and 2, and the 9-year-old and 6-year-old help a lot with doing different chores throughout the week. And between the three of us, all of the things get done that need to be done every week. I started my kids with chores when they were 3. I started the girls when they were 3, and I plan on doing that also with my son. Obviously, at first, the help is minimal, but they are very eager and they are willing to help, so you want to take advantage of that time to teach them things. Honestly, with my 2-year-old, we have already started this some. He is super sweet. He wants to be really helpful, and anytime I walk into the kitchen and open the dishwasher, he calls it helpening, and he will run over and say, helpening, helpening, and he'll start unloading the dishwasher and handing things to me because he doesn't know where everything is. He has certain things that he knows where they are, but anything he doesn't, he'll sit there by the dishwasher and say, here, mommy, here, mommy. And I had to remind myself that this is important because it's not easier at this point. He puts things in the wrong place sometimes. He is standing there saying, here, mommy, when he doesn't know, and I have to run over and grab the things from him before he grabs something else out. But it's still really important for him to feel needed and feel like he's part of the family with the chores. He sees the rest of us doing chores and he really wants to help. So take advantage of those younger years to teach them, to get them involved however you can. And as they get older, give them more and more responsibilities. I've told you guys in other videos, I update my kids, my girls at this point, it will be all of my kids very soon, I update their chores every year to make sure that by the time they're 18, they're fully capable of running their own home. And I want to make sure that their chores are challenging to them and that they make sense for their age, they have the right quantity and the correct chores for their ages. So every spring, usually, we update the chores. They get to pick which chores they do. I have several videos about this, but it's honestly something they look forward to and they enjoy getting a fresh set of chores every year. The third secret is right along the lines we have been talking about, and this secret is teaching your kids to fold their own laundry. So I started teaching my girls this when they were about 3 years old. And again, I plan to teach my son this when he turns 3. We started off with really simple things like how to fold a washcloth, how to fold a towel, how to match socks, and just finding little ways for them to get involved. But by the time they were, I would say about 4 years old with the girls, they were able to pretty much fold all of their clothes on their own. It wasn't as neat or pretty as I would have folded it, but it's okay. It doesn't need to be. I generally took care of their church clothes and things that needed a little bit more care, but they were able to pretty much fold all of their clothes from a pretty young age and put them in the proper drawers. What this does is long term, you don't have to fold your kids' clothes, and it's really amazing. Even now when I am folding clothes, I make several piles. I put my oldest's all of her clothes in a pile, I put my middle daughter's clothes in a pile, and then I fold my husband's, my little guy's, and my clothes. The fourth thing that moms who always have clean homes do is they do what works for them in the season that they are in. I know I mentioned this in the last video I did where I was talking about the comments and the different ideas that you guys had. Some of the ideas were fantastic, but they wouldn't be great for a new mom with a really young baby because it is just something that's a little bit extra that doesn't need to be done. So I really recommend making sure that your schedule, your cleaning, and all of those things works for yourself and where you are right now. The fifth thing that moms who always have clean homes do is they have limits on their stuff. This can take place in more than one way, and I think moms who always have clean homes do this in more than one way. The first is they have certain places where toys are allowed. They don't just allow toys to be in the hallways and in the living room and in the kitchen and in the bedrooms, and there's just kind of a trail of toys all the way through the house. Typically, there are certain places for the kids to play, and if the kids want to bring a toy into the living room to play with it, then they put it away when they're done. Another way they set limits on their stuff is to make sure they don't have more than they can manage, and that all of those things have a place like we've already talked about. But I'll give you an example of how it can be even more than just that. So, for example, for my girls, the majority of their toys, when they're done playing with them, belong in their closet, and there's kind of a specific place on the shelf for each of their things. Now, the dolls are a little bit different since they have some cradles and car seats and beds for their dolls. Their dolls, when they're done playing with them, just go into the bed or car seat or cradle, wherever that doll belongs. So they have some things that are out, but they still are supposed to be neatly in that area when they aren't playing with it. Another kind of boundary that you could have with the toys is if your children have a toy box. Maybe you don't have space to put the toys in the closet or in a neat corner, but if you have a toy box, then you can fit toys into that box until a certain amount, right? And you know that once the toy box is full, oh, we need to look at this and decide which toys we actually play with and which ones we don't. So I think it's really important as you declutter your home, as you figure out where your enough is for your family, to figure out what kind of limits and boundaries you want to put on the things, both which rooms they are allowed in for the different toys and different things that you have in your house, and also where those things belong and where they are supposed to live within each room. The next secret actually was another one that came from the comments in the updated video, and I really liked this one, but I already had 7 secrets in the last one, so it got bumped to this video. But I'm going to read the comment. She says, I make the bed because I need a clean and tidy surface to fold and sort the laundry on. And I really like this idea because she has a laundry folding routine. I talk about in my laundry tips video how important it is to fold the laundry. And I think a really good way to do that is have some sort of routine around the folding. So this person says she makes her bed and then she sorts and folds on the bed. I think that's a fantastic routine. For some people, it may work better to fold the laundry in the evenings while you're watching a show with your spouse after the kids are in bed. And some moms may prefer to fold the laundry while their kids are napping. But whatever works for you in the season of life that you are in, I do recommend having some sort of routine around folding the laundry and putting it away every single day. And the last secret that I have for moms who always have clean homes is they're willing to set boundaries both inside their home and outside their home if they need to. Now, this secret is a little bit interesting for me because I have learned as I have been on the internet that not everyone shares this opinion. And when I first shared my very first what I got my kids for Christmas, minimalist Christmas ideas, I had a ton of people in the comments saying that I was a horrible mom, I was cheap, they couldn't believe that I would tell the grandparents if I didn't want them getting my kids certain things. And it was a bit of a shock for me because I always thought that that was a parent's job to kind of set boundaries, to say what is best for inside their homes and with their children. But I know not everyone agrees with that. And I actually did an update video, I think it was last year, talking about setting boundaries and different people's thoughts on it, but what my perspective is with it. So you can check that out if you would like. But I think it's good to be able to, and to be, somewhat comfortable as you can be, setting boundaries for your home, especially if you have just gone through a big decluttering project. I think it's a good thing for your family and for your sanity, because I know in some families, they have some relatives that just basically give a whole bunch of stuff to kids during the holidays, and then the kids will play with it for maybe a week or two, maybe a month, and then it just ends up in a pile on the floor. So I personally think if you can get comfortable, and you get comfortable with things by practicing, but if you can get comfortable with having those conversations and being able to relay the things that your family cares about and your family values and the things that you want for your family, especially if you have recently gone through a decluttering process or a streamlining process, it will definitely save your sanity, and it will make it easier on your kids, because it's not easy on kids if they get a bunch of, for lack of a better term, junk that they don't end up playing with. And then a couple months later you say, hey, this has been on the floor for 2 weeks. Can we just get rid of it? Oh no, grandma got that for me for Christmas, right? That's not really fair to the kid either. It's not fair to them to have this extra stuff that now they have to clean up, but they don't really care about. And if you had just had the conversation with grandma and said, hey, you know what? We just decluttered. We are trying not to add a bunch of extra stuff, but here are some things that little Jimmy would love to have. You know what? We kept his Legos. He would love this Lego set, or this one, or this one. Or, instead of stuff, we actually would love it if you wanted to give him a special day just with you baking cookies or things like that. And having those conversations will enable your children to get gifts that they actually love, and to also not have to worry about, oh, now I need to declutter now that Christmas was here. Because if people can just build on things that they actually love, they'll use those things, and you won't have to worry about, oh, I need to declutter this, but I can't declutter it because somebody just gave it to them. So I encourage you to think about setting boundaries if you need to, if that is a difficulty when it comes to streamlining your home. Let me know in the comments what you think about that, or if you have tips about setting boundaries, definitely put those in the comments down below. All right, that's all I had for this video, guys. As always, I'm Cassie with StreamlineYourHome.com, and I will see you on the next video.